Hello, beautiful yogis. I am Ashley, and welcome back to my channel. This is a day 6 of the 75 Hard Yoga Challenge, a 45-minute power yoga class focused on warrior pose variations, lower body strength, and mental stamina. So today we're going to move through Warrior 1, 2, and 3, plus some deep holds and strong transitions to train not just your body, but your breath and your focus. So if you are here to build discipline, consistency, and strength, then that actually lasts, then you are in the right place. And if you're also working on building a stronger foundation from the core up, check out my 7-day Epic Core Challenge. It is the perfect add-on to this series. Now, go ahead and grab your mat and let's get started. Practice in a nice comfortable seated position. Go ahead and bring your hands to your knees, palms face down. Close the eyes, tail tucks under, belly button in towards the spine. Lift the shoulders up, back, and down, and gently tuck the chin. Let's just take a second here to just connect to the breath. And just observe the breath as it is, without trying to change or shift or alter that breath in any way. Becoming truly present in this moment. Without the need to be anything other than just be. Allow the spine to reach out of the pelvic bowl. Checking in with the physical space of the body, and just notice any areas of the body that may be speaking to you today. And this is not here to create judgment. We are here to observe. Now let's take a look at the quality of our energetic body and the emotional body. How does the energy feel today and in this moment? And now let's take a look at the thoughts. What is the quality of the thoughts? What is the quantity of those thoughts? Maybe you have a lot of thoughts, or maybe there's very few. And now let's come back to our attention and awareness to the breath, but this time with intention, with control. Let's begin to find that Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Creating your audible breath here. Allow that breath to scrape the back of the throat, even on your inhale. So kind of like a light growl here. Let's take a couple more Ujjayi breaths. And notice as you really begin to connect to this breath, your mind begins to soften. And your body begins to invigorate just a little bit. And now that we are grounded, present, and in the moment with intention, let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Reaching the arms above the head, and on that exhale, bring your hands together in your heart center. And from the space, let's set the intention for our practice. So what has brought you to your mat today? And what are you hoping to cultivate or achieve in this time that we have together? And once you've set that intention, send that energy down, grounding it into the earth. Send it all the way up to the universe for manifestation and creation. As those palms touch, gently open up the eyes, exhale. Inhale, really lift, reaching that spine up out of the pelvic bowl. Really feel that space. And on that exhale, we're going to take a twist. So left hand, right knee, look behind you on that right shoulder. Spine is elevated. Belly is in and lifted. Heart is open. Breathing into your twist. Maybe on that exhale, take that hand behind you a little more. pushing deeper into that hand. And then inhale, rise it all the way to the top. On your exhale, let's switch those sides. Looking over the left side here. And exhale, deepen. Again, using that breath to take you a little further through. Wonderful. One more breath here. And then inhale, rise it to the center. On that exhale, take that right hand down to your side. Exhale, spider walk the fingers out. As you reach the left arm up and over, gaze to the palm. Here we're anchoring that left hip down, and we're really reaching with those fingertips. Try not to let that arm relax, yet really let it be intentional. And then inhale, take it all the way to the center. On that exhale, take it down, spider walk those fingers to the side. As we lift that right arm up, anchor right hip down, gaze to the palm. And here, make sure that the heart is not emptying out too far towards the floor, yet we are open, reaching that heart to the sky. Inhale, rise. On that exhale, let's just take a little forward fold here. Spider walks our fingers to the front, drop the forehead down. Deep, relieving breath. And then inhale, roll it to the top. Whatever leg is in front, let's go ahead and send that leg to the back as we transition. And forward fold one more time. Feel that front leg really start to open up in that hip. And inhale, rise it all the way to the top. Exhale, hands and heart center. Wonderful job. Let's go ahead and continue with our warm-up, rolling over those ankles. Find your tabletop. All right, make sure that those wrists are in line with your shoulders and those knees are in line with those hips. All right, let's go ahead and start finding that cat-cow pose here. So push the tailbone through, so really reaching the tailbone, your pelvis forward, and really arching that back, bringing chin deep into the chest. And then inhale, pull the heart through as you create a bowl in that back. Here, really feel where the abdominals start to open, where the rib cage splits. And then on that exhale, how far can you push the earth away? How far can you send the pelvis forward? How far can you spread those shoulder blades? Inhale, pull the heart through. And then on that exhale, round. Inhale, pull the heart through. And exhale, around. Last one. Inhale through. And exhale under. Wonderful job. All right, let's go ahead and plant that right hand down. That left arm's going to come up, finding another twist, opening up through the spine. Now notice the sensations that you're experiencing in the space that you have. So when we come back around, you can explore that and how it shifted and changed. Let's take that left hand behind that right. Walking that right hand out, sliding that left hand through a little more as you drop that head and shoulder down. Inhale, and on that exhale, using that kickstand hand to push you through like you're trying to roll over to the back of the shoulder. Really connecting to the sensations, becoming aware of what you're experiencing through each stretch, through each hold, each posture throughout the practice. The more aware, the more in control that you can become. Placing that hand down, let's come all the way back up. Take that hand back to center as we open up. Notice any shifts and changes, any newfound space. Exhale, take that hand down. Let's switch those sides, taking that right arm up. Find your twist, deep twist. And exhale, take that hand through. And then kickstand that left hand out a little more, giving yourself some room to guide that hand through. drop the forehead or drop the head down and the shoulder as you push with that left hand. And you can have your hand here resting under your head, but I find for me that it's so much easier to get a much deeper push when that hand is kickstand out, my elbows up. But it's really your preference. Almost there. One more breath. And then on that exhale, push like that one arm push up. Bring the hand back into center. Find that deep twist. Open up. Notice how far you've come already. Exhale, take that down. Wonderful job. All right, pressing up, so tucking that belly in towards the spine. We're going to keep those toes curled under, and then we're going to lift those knees, let them hover. Inhale, and on your exhale, shift your weight back till your belly's resting to your thighs, and then straighten your legs. Taking your head through, gaze to the belly button. Push back. Just breathe here. Connecting to your down dog. 5 breaths. Wrapping those armpits under here. Pressing through your middle finger and thumb. Taking that weight out of the wrist. Wonderful. Let's take one more breath here in down dog. Really present, really aware. Inhale, and on your exhale, look forward. We're just going to gently and slowly walk that foot, those feet towards the hand. And so maybe take your time here, shifting your weight back, and just feel those legs start to open along the calves and hamstrings. Inhale, take your flat back here. Make sure there's no kink in the neck. Draw the chin down, creating some space. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, take your flat back. On that exhale, fold once more. This time, we're going to slight bend in the knees, round the shoulders, roll it to the top. Keep that chin tucked. Let the neck be the last to come up. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Open up, Samastitihi. Wonderful. Inhale, lift. Let's take it down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, weight is in the toes, so much that you should be able to lift those heels. On the exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands. We're going to take that right foot back. Left foot follows, knees drop. Lean forward, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, roll the shoulders back as we lift. Little baby cobra, exhale, go down. Curl the toes, inhale, push up. Exhale, push back. Resting in your child's pose. We're going to take 3 breaths here. 1. Settle in. 2. 3. Really grounding into your own space. Inhale, let's come on up. Finding that down dog one more time. Look forward. Slowly walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, take a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, slight bend in the knees, roll it to the top, rising all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands heart center, Samastitihi. Wonderful. Inhale, lift. Exhale, one more round. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Right foot steps, left foot follows. Drop the knees. Lower down, modified chaturanga. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, go down. Inhale, push up. Exhale, push back. 3 breaths. And exhale, downward facing dog. Wonderful job. All right, we're going to go ahead and look through our hands and gently start to walk those feet. Again, taking your time. And then inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. This time, bend the knees. Let's take Utkatasana chair. Fingertips graze the floor. Rise. Look down, make sure you can see your toes. Feel the strength in the back. Palms can come together if you want a little extra challenge. And then exhale, take it down, fold. Inhale, flat back. On your exhale, we're gonna take that right foot, step it way back, drop the knee, find your lunge. Heart open here. And if you find yourself really boxed off, kind of like this, then lean forward a little bit and then just see if you can wiggle that leg back, that toe back, and then just gently start to release here. You can release the toes if that feels better. Inhale, go ahead and plant that right hand down. Left hand comes to the knee. We're going to twist it open. If this feels good, you can always open up that arm. Thumb points in the direction of the crown. And exhale, go ahead and take that down. Inhale, look forward, lean forward, pick up the knee. We're going to plant those hands coming up into half split. Walk it through. Inhale, look through. Exhale, bend that knee to meet the other foot. Inhale, straighten the legs, and exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, fingertips graze the floor, rise. Check to see if you can see your toes, palms together. And exhale, straighten those legs and fold. Other side, inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Left foot this time, steps way back. Finding a lunge, drop your knees. So you really want to create this slope with this back leg so you can really start to open up through the front of that hip flexor. Inhale, peel the heart through. And if you find that your arms are just not quite long enough, that's okay. With time, they'll get a little longer. Find some blocks. I call them arm extenders. So if you would like to have those blocks, place them there. Inhale, go ahead and plant that left hand. Right hand can come to the knee as you look over that right shoulder, or open it up. Thumb pointing in the direction of the crown, opening up through your twist. And on your exhale, take that hand, frame that foot. Go ahead and lean forward to pick up that back leg. And then now we're going to shift that weight forward again, picking up that back leg here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, bend that knee. Exhale, go ahead and bring that foot to meet. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Let's take a vinyasa. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. We're going to step that right foot back. Left foot follows. This time, maybe we take a full chaturanga this time, or stick with your knees down for that modified version. They're both pretty great postures. Lean forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing or baby cobra, as we have been. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to hold here 5 breaths. We're going to begin getting into our practice now, holding the postures a little longer. So we might as well start with downward dog. And if at any time you need to take a child's pose, do so. Please honor your body, honor your space. I always encourage you to invite a challenge for yourself, but without overexerting. Okay, so there's a point where we're going too far, pushing too hard, and it actually takes us backwards. Almost there. Wonderful. Inhale, look forward between the hands. Let's go ahead and pick up that right leg nice and high, knee into the chest. Bring that foot between the hands. Inhale, so we're going to spiral that back heel down, square those hips, rise for warrior one. Holding warrior one for 5 breaths. Pulling that front hip back as you slide that back hip forward. Palms can come together for a little extra strength work, or palms can stay apart to make it a little easier on the shoulders. 3, sink a little deeper. 4, really make peace with that discomfort. And 5, exhale, take those hands back behind you, interlace those fingers, pulling down the body as you open up the heart. Let's take a humble warrior, pushing through that back foot as you lean forward. Come through. One. Draw that belly up and in. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, push through both feet. Pull them out apart as you rise. Inhale, come all the way up with the arms. Exhale, open it up. Find that warrior 2. You may need a little wiggle that heel toe, that foot a little bit out to find that warrior 2. Holding warrior 2, 5 breaths. Gaze over that middle finger. 1, 2, shoulder blades together. Torso center. 3, 4, maybe sink a little lower. 1 more breath. And extended side angle, elbow drops to that knee. Inhale, we're going to hold this for 5 breaths. 1, look up at the palm. 2, kind of rotate that arm under slightly. 3, 4, feel that burn in that standing leg. And 5, on your exhale, reverse that warrior hold. 1, 2, 3, the challenge is in the hold. 4, almost there. And 5, on that exhale, straighten that leg. Take a Trikonasana as you come down. Now your hand does not have to go away to the floor. You can place the hand to the inside. Maybe you pull up, or you're a little deeper, or you're all the way at the toe. And again, utilize those blocks if you need to, if you have them. Wonderful. Maybe even hold a little smile just to lighten the energy a little bit. 3, give me 1, 2 more breaths. 4, and 5. On that exhale, come back through, turning both toes in the same direction, arms come up. We're going to go over to the back side, so the left side, for Skandasana, lower down. Setting yourself up for your Skandasana pose. Enjoying the stretch all along that inner thigh, feeling the strength start to build through the front of that foot there, the front of the ankle, feeling the stretch along the back of the ankle. Breathe. Three, almost there, 2 more breaths. 4, and 5. Now you can either plant the hands down to transition. We're going to take a wide-legged stance. Otherwise, you can use your control, come into the center, hands plant, and forward fold with a wide stance. Feel those inner thighs start to open. 1. Crown of the head reaching towards the floor. 2. 3. Maybe reaching through the legs to get a little deeper. 4. And 5. Inhale, take your flat back. Exhale, we're going to turn those toes on the right side out. We're going to walk it on over and shift, all right? Framing that foot, step that front foot back, drop it down. Let's take a little chaturanga or vinyasa flow lower down. Inhale, rise upward. Exhale, downward. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Notice the difference between sides. 4. And 5. Wonderful. Look between your hands. Pick up that left leg nice and high. Knee into the chest, foot between the hands. Back heel spirals down. Hips are square. Rise it up for warrior 1. Hold your warrior 1. 5 breaths. Really connect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really connect to your breath. And 5. On that exhale, take your hands back behind you, interlace those fingers, pulling the arms down, heart is open. Inhale. On the exhale, take your humble warrior, go down. trying to pull those arms back behind you, away from the body as far as they'll go. And don't get too attached on how far they are or how far you want them to be. Just let them be whatever they are and be grateful that you're there. And just know that you're always working towards more. You're always working forward, but in order to move forward, we have to be okay with where we are currently and just know that we are making our way to the destination. But it is about the journey. It is not about the destination. When you get to that destination, there's just going to be another mountain to climb. So enjoy your way to the top. Inhale, push, rise. Release it all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, spiral open into your warrior two. Settle into that warrior two, shoulder blades together. 1, gaze over that middle finger. 2, maybe sink a little lower. 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, drop that elbow down, reach that back arm up and over, gaze to the palm. Slight spiral inward of the shoulder, look up, sink the hip. 2, nice and strong. 3, 4, find that inner warrior. And 5, exhale, reverse your warrior. 1, 2, don't let that discomfort make you run. Let it be the fuel to help you stay. 3, remember, what doesn't challenge you doesn't change you. You're getting stronger. 4, and 5. Exhale, warrior 2, straighten that leg. Let's go right in to our Trikonasana pose. Whatever that looks like for you, just try not to let that pelvis shift too far back. We really want to be forward. Think like you're in 2 panes of glass. So you can only go in a straight line forward or back. There is no side to side. That'll help try to keep your hips in a good alignment. We're almost there. 1 more breath. And then inhale, come right back up, turning those toes, taking Skandasana to the other side. Lower right on in. Settling in, you may need to adjust, wiggle around a little bit, find it. It doesn't have to be graceful. It doesn't have to be the prettiest transitions. Having the best flows, the strongest practice. None of it makes you a good person or a bad person. It just means that you are practicing. And so just let whatever your practice looks like, let that be plenty and let it be beautiful in its own way. All right, wonderful. We're going to go ahead and lift up with either control or with guidance. We're going to come into that wide-legged stance. So let's go ahead and come on up and hands plant. Exhale, take a forward fold, 5 breaths. 1. Maybe walk your hands through. Let the crown of the head reach. 3. Pull them out apart with your feet. 4. Reach through with the crown of the head. And 5. Inhale, take a flat back. On your exhale, let's go ahead and turn and shift towards that left leg, finding that lunge. And then planting the hands, weight shifts forward, kick it right on back. Let's come back through to plank. Vinyasa flow, lean forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, pull the heart through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Holding your down dog, 5 breaths here. Press through that middle finger and thumb, belly lifts. Notice the difference between this down dog and the first down dog of the practice. Notice any shifts or changes that are already happening in the body, being aware of that progress in current space and time. And 5. Inhale, look between the hands. Go ahead and pick up that right foot. Inhale, knee into the chest, foot between the hands. Rise it up, crescent lunge, back heel is up. We're going to hold this for 5. 1, sink in. 2, 3, 4, lift. And 5, bring your hands into prayer. We're going to turn that toe in slightly just to give the room for that knee. Exhale, bring that left elbow to the outside, right knee. Hands are in prayer, either in that armpit or push into heart center. 1, 2, 3, deepen through your twist. Let that core compression take you deeper. 4, and 5, come back into your center. Inhale, and on your exhale, pick up that back leg, float into warrior 3. 1, reach down the back. 2, if you fall down, get right back up. 3, reach with that back toe. 4, hips are square. And 5, inhale, transition, coming in with that knee in towards the chest. Inhale, hands heart center. Exhale, open up into your tree pose. Holding for 5, looking over that nose tip. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and transition out into half splits. Hands come down. Forehead comes towards the shin, back leg lifts. Both hands can stay planted, or you can wrap one arm around. And if you have that balance, some days I do, some days I don't, maybe you take both for standing splits. Oh, I lost it. Exhale, drop that hand. Inhale and exhale. Let's take that lunge back, crescent lunge. All right, transitioning into our half moon. Inhale. On your exhale, we're going to lean forward, plant that right hand down, left arm up, back hip flexed. Our hips are stacked. Push through that back foot, maybe lifting that bottom arm. On exhale, come back through. We're going to revolve that half moon, planting the left hand down. Hips are square, back leg is reaching with that toe, opening up. The right arm, look up for more balance challenge, or look down. 4, and 5. Exhale, take those hands down. Inhale and exhale, step it right on back. Plant the hands, kick it back. Inhale, exhale, bring that foot to meet. Let's vinyasa, lean forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stretch. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and settle into your child's pose. Release the toes. Take a nice break. You can also take your break in downward dog if you choose. That one is a little spicy, a little fiery flow. So if you need the child's pose, take the child's pose. I think today I prefer to be in down dog, so you're welcome to join me there. Just so I can stretch out that leg a little bit. But it's wherever you need to be and honor that. Don't feel pressured. Beautiful. And then inhale, look through. Let's go into the other side. Pick up that left leg nice and high. Knee into the chest. Foot between the hands. Back heel is up. Rise it up for crescent lunge. 1, 2, 3. Feel the stretch of that back leg. 4. And 5. Turn those toes slightly in, bringing right elbow, left knee. Push. Back heel can stay up. 2, deepen through. Use your core compression. 3, 4, push deeper into the twist. Elbow pushing against the knee. And 5, inhale, come back into your center. Exhale, lean forward, pick up that back leg, transition warrior 3. Reaching down. 3. Feel the burn. 4. And 5. Inhale, transition on up. Flex the foot like you're going to stomp the floor. Exhale, hands in prayer. Open it up into tree pose. And if you'd like, you can always guide that leg a little higher. Dristies at your nose tip. Find your breath. And 5. Wonderful job. Let's go ahead and come back into center. Inhale, and on your exhale, we're going to take it on down, finding that standing splits. And exhale, come on out. Bend that knee, drop it back. Inhale, rise for crescent. Inhale. On your exhale, we're going to open it up into that half moon. Take that hand down, open it up, flex that back foot. 1, 2, breathe through it. 3, 4, and 5. On your exhale, take that hand down, keep that back leg up, plant that right hand down as you open up that left arm. Feel the stretch in that standing leg. 4, feel that leg really working. And 5, on your exhale, let's go ahead and step that back. Inhale, rise. Inhale and exhale, take it down, kick it back. Inhale, come through, vinyasa. Inhale, upward. Exhale, downward dog. Again, child's pose or down dog. If that one really challenged you, I recommend taking the child's pose. Or continue in that downward dog. Wonderful job. Let's make our way into our cool down. All right, so let's go ahead and have pigeon. Pick up that right leg, exhale, knee into the chest. Send that foot over and drop it down. Now, it doesn't matter how far the heel is in towards your hip flexor or how far away it is, okay? The only thing I want you to really focus on is how far the knee goes out beyond the shoulder. So we want to make sure that that knee goes beyond the shoulder. The heel is going to come in as far as it needs to. Those hips are square. Look back, make sure that your leg isn't twisted. Inhale and exhale, take it down. Settling into your pigeon pose, take a moment here to really be present with the pose. So we want to really notice the sensations that are happening within each space. And notice the places where you want to run. Notice the places where you're clenching and holding and protecting. And again, this is not to judge. We are not trying to judge that action or that response. We are just trying to be aware of it. And if it doesn't serve us, then we can react or respond in a different way. Wonderful. And then inhale, let's go ahead and come on up. Exhale, shifting your hips over to that right side. We're going to swing the legs on around, or the back leg on around. We want to take that leg across. So now here, you can, if this is too intense to have both legs bent, straighten that bottom leg. Okay? So really, as you go through your practice, You'll learn how you can modify. Go ahead and hug that knee in, sit up tall, exhale, look behind you. So you'll learn just by listening to the body. So the more aware that you become, and the more present you are in your body, then the more confident that you become in it, the more you'll be able to listen to the body to find those modifications. Those modifications came from somewhere, right? And it was from people being aware of their body, trying to find a way into a pose that suited them. So there's no right or wrong. It's just what suits you. It's about the sensation. It's not about the shape. All right, exhale. Let's take a counter twist, looking over that other shoulder. Exhale deep. Wonderful job today. It was a little spicy there for a minute. I hope you enjoyed that. It was challenging, made you stronger. Hope you learned something about yourself today. All right, inhale. Let's go ahead and take that top leg around. And then let's just transition on through to the other side. So we're just going to pick up that left leg. Exhale, knee into the chest. Exhale, drop the foot to the opposite hand and let that knee fall beyond the shoulder. All right, so take some time to wiggle, adjust, find your pigeon, especially pigeon. That one kind of requires a little bit extra setup. For some, for others, it might just be something you can get right into. And maybe you don't have to wiggle around. But find a place that you can settle in. Enjoy the cool down. And 5. All right, inhale, let's come right on up. Shifting your weight to the left, let's swing that back leg on through. Continuing that twist, so guiding that leg up as high up on the thigh as you can get it. Knee's gonna point up. We're gonna hug that in to pull it across the midline. Inhale and exhale, twist. The more you can pull that knee in across the midline, then the deeper you're going to be able to get in your twist, and the more other things start to open and find space. One more breath. And exhale, take your counter twist. Sit up tall, exhale, look over the shoulder. Wonderful. Inhale back into center. This time we're just going to go ahead and uncross, and we're going to make our way onto our back. All right, we're going to take a figure 4. First, give yourself a big hug. Exhale, take those feet down. Inhale, cross that right ankle over left knee, push. Inhale, and on your exhale, pull that knee into the chest. Now, this is pretty much like our pigeon, but it's slightly different. And just notice what those differences are as you're in the pose. Giving you a little extra opportunity to open up those hips. We did work them pretty good actually today. Those standing postures really get that outer hip, or the balancing postures especially. So it's really good to stretch them out. All right, exhale, go ahead and drop that down. Let's just cross that leg all the way through. Goalpost or tee those arms. Inhale, pick the hips up. Exhale, send them away to the right. So then the knees can drop to that left. Look over the shoulder. Breathe. Exhale. Let the breath carry you through, allowing it to settle you each breath. Wonderful job. Inhale, draw the belly in as we come back into center. Exhale, pick up the hips. Switch those sides. Left ankle over right knee, push. Inhale, and on your exhale, go ahead and draw that knee into the chest. Wonderful. We got one more stretch, and then it's Shavasana all the way. A lot of people believe that Shavasana is the end of the practice, but actually it is quite the opposite. It is just the beginning. It is the most important part of our practice, and most of us skip it. So as part of your challenge today, can you stay for just a few moments for Shavasana within your own space, in your own mind, in your own stillness? Exhale, release it, and go ahead and guide that leg across. Goalpost or tee the arms, lift the hips, send them way to the left. The knees are going to drop to the right. For most of us, staying in stillness and our Shavasana with our own selves is even more challenging than any posture that we could hold. That's why I always tell my students, the body can be mastered in one lifetime, but the mind takes many lifetimes to master. Overcoming the mind is one of the biggest challenges that you'll face, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, for whatever it's worth. Let's take one more breath. And exhale, pull that belly in, coming back to center, re-square. Drawing both knees into the chest. Let's take a happy baby, reaching for the arches. If the arches are not accessible, grab behind the knees. Or find what makes it accessible and explore your body, explore the postures. Maybe rock side to side, massaging that lower back, letting all that energy just really start to come down. Let everything just melt. Fantastic. Inhale, and on that exhale, hug those knees in. This time, since we're already giving ourselves a hug, we might as well tell ourselves something nice. I just want you to remind yourself how awesome you are, and how great of a job that you're doing, and how powerful it is to show up to your mat. It takes a real, true warrior to be able to overcome these challenges, to even face them. So give yourself a moment to be proud. And the self-love practice is not to be selfish. It is to keep our cup full and overflowing. So that way we get to share the best version of ourselves with the people that we love. And that is selfless. Let's go ahead and take that loving, grounding energy on into our Shavasana, or whatever energy that you want to invite on in. Drop those feet down. Let's tuck the tail under. Belly button towards the spine. Arms are going to rest down, creating space. Tail stays tucked as you straighten the right leg. Don't let that contraction go as you straighten the left leg. And then when both legs are straight, gently melt. Soften the body. Go ahead and pick up the head, tuck the chin slightly. Pick up the shoulders, reach the arms down, rest. And a big breath, and a big sigh. Let's take another deep breath. And exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale. Settling in to your mat. Bringing your awareness to your crown. And now in around into the face. Soften the brow. Relax the jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Allow the shoulders to soften. And with each breath, piece by piece, making your way all the way down to your toes, let each muscle melt release, and let go. Each breath melting a little deeper into the mat. Bring your awareness to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of the belly. And all the subtleties of movement and sensations that the breath creates. All those micro movements of your inhale, feeling the chest slightly lift. And those micro movements of your exhale as the belly starts to fall. And now be aware of the sound of the breath. If you listen closely, it sounds almost like a vast inner ocean as the tide comes in and out. Notice as you rest here, the body begins to feel more relaxed, heavy maybe, but the mind begins to soften. And peace and calm begins to wash over you. Let's take a moment to just allow ourselves to be present in that peace and calm. A few breaths here. Now carrying that peace and calm along with you, let's begin to bring our awareness back to the body, back to the breath. Bringing some slight movement back into the body by wiggling fingers and toes. Shaking the head side to side. Rolling the wrists and rolling the ankles. Bending the knees and bending the elbows. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and roll over onto your favorite side and just allow your head to rest on your arm like a pillow. Allowing all the energy to settle back in. Taking this time to integrate, or even just to continue to release and empty out any residuals that you're carrying. And whenever you're ready, and only when you're ready, extend that top leg. Using that top arm to press yourself to a nice, comfortable seated position. Try to keep the eyes closed. Try not to disturb that peace that you work so hard to create. When you find your comfortable seat, go ahead and bring your hands to your knees, palms face up for the mudra of receiving. Gently tuck the chin. Shoulders come up, back and down, belly in, tail tucked. Full spiral outward, coming back to the point that we started. Checking back in with the physical space. Notice if there's been any shifts or changes in those areas that spoke to you at the beginning of practice. Checking in with the energetic and emotional body. Has anything shifted or changed within this space? And then the thoughts, how have they shifted and changed? Coming back to the breath. Let's take a deep breath. And a big relieving sigh. Wonderful job. And now that we are present and aware and no judgment. Let's begin to close out this practice. Inhale, lift those arms above the head. On the exhale, hands heart center. Let's set the intention for our day. So what would you like to cultivate in your life? Did anything arise within your practice that you would like to cultivate? And once you've set that intention, go ahead and send that energy down, grounding it into the earth. Send it all the way up to the universe for manifestation and creation as those palms touch, hands heart center. Sealing the space with our mantra. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be peaceful. May I be filled with love. May all beings throughout time and space be happy, be healthy, be peaceful, be filled with love. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Wonderful job today. Thank you so much for practicing with me. It is always such a pleasure guiding you. And remember, warrior isn't just about the pose. It is about the presence that you bring to it. So if you made it through today's class, let me know how it felt in the comments, or even just say day 6 done, so that way that I know that you've been here with me. New classes do drop every Tuesday as part of this challenge. So make sure that you are subscribed and have your notifications turned on. Also, if you are ready to go deeper, especially with your core strength and control, don't miss the 7-day Epic Core Challenge. It is just 12 to 25 minutes a day to build strength that really shows up in your practice. You'll find everything that you need below. But I'll see you next week. Same mat, new challenge. Namaste.